My name is Eduzie Uduh. I'm a clinic director in Grand Prairie, Texas, and I'm originally from New Jersey, but I've been living in the Dallas Metroplex, DFW Metroplex for the past 6 years. The best thing about physical therapy is that we not only just address pain, we address function. So a lot of times we'll see patients that come in that have some type of ache or pain, and usually it becomes a problem when they can't sleep, they can't do the things they want to do on a normal basis, like play with their kids, play with their grandkids, work out, or just do work in order to make money, to provide for their families. So when people usually get to this point, they seek some type of way of feeling better. They might see an orthopedic, surgeon or specialist, but they might not need surgery. So oftentimes they're sent to us in order to get better, in order to get back to the things they want to do. I often promote physical therapy in a way where you should almost seek us first, right? Because we can ultimately help cut down the time in which you're searching around for the best answer, and at least provide you with some type of physical relief as well as mental relief once you know that you're getting better. Chiropractors are great at what they do. Physical therapists are great at what we do. Focus on function is what ultimately separates us. When it comes to the spine, a lot of times people say, oh, my back hurts, and they automatically see chiropractor. Although physical therapy, we also see back pain, neck pain, any joint musculoskeletal injury, head to toe. I know I've treated patients with headaches all the way down to plantar fasciitis in their feet. And a lot of times it's these issues that are more chronic that have been building up over time where people will seek physical therapy in order to get that long-term relief. I like to tell my patients that I want to be a resource, not the source. So my goal is not to adopt my patients for a lifetime, having them come to me 3-4 times a week forever, which is unfortunately sometimes what I hear that they might say about their chiropractor. But I want to be that person where if you have pain, you come to me, I get you better in 4 to 6 weeks, and you get back to doing those things that you want to do. But if you have issues down the road, once again, I'm that resource you can come to get better. If you have muscles and bones, it can benefit you, all right? Ultimately, anyone that deals with some type of ache or pain, discomfort, stress due to prolonged sitting. I know recently with the pandemic, there's been a lot of people working from home, and one big thing is neck pain, back pain, just overall aches and discomfort from prolonged sitting in their chair. So if you have any issues that are limiting you from doing what you want to do, physical therapy is for you. I've worked with athletes, but I've worked with people as old as 96 and someone as young as 5 years old who just had a minor little neck issue from playing sports. So it's ultimately way of life, and we want to get you back to doing the things you want to do. Every patient has their own background, their own history, their own goals. And based off those goals is how I typically like to focus the treatment as well. And I can say that a lot of physical therapists look at treatment this way, is where I'm not going to do the same cookie cutter type of treatment for one patient who works 9 to 5 and another person who has an active job driving trucks from across country, right? So I like to customize my treatment for the patient based off of what their goals are, what they do for a living, what their everyday lifestyle is. And what I've realized is that everyone is different. Some people have kids that they have to take care of. Some people have that big dog they need to walk every day and they can't because their shoulder's hurting. So my goals for the patient and my program for that patient is based off of what their goals are specifically. So what I like to do is I like to educate my patients. So if you come through the door, my goal is to give you more information about your options. A lot of times people make uninformed decisions that can truly affect their lives. Why invest, have this invasive surgery when you can have physical therapy to ultimately help with the issues that you have, to prolong or extend the possibility or need for surgery. Many times I've treated patients who didn't know that they could just come to PT and feel better when they were told that they needed surgery. So not only are you saving the time of recovery, you're also saving plenty of money. Surgeries are not cheap. Physical therapy is an outlet to help get you feeling better, but also cut the cost. it seems like a no-brainer, but this is something that I try and educate my patients on, because a lot of times they're not told this information from family, from WebMD, from their coworkers or anyone who said, oh, I've had this surgery and it helped me, so they think that's the only way that they can get helped. But at the end of the day, physical therapy is one of those things that can expedite your treatment and help you reach those goals sooner than you expected. Sometimes patients just have so much information being thrown to them at once that they ultimately don't know what might be best for them at that time based on their current situation. So I try and provide that information so that they can then make the informed decision on whether it's the best time to have surgery, or maybe that needs to be paused while they try physical therapy due to future traveling or some type of thing that they want to do with their family, but they know that surgery might sideline them for for the time being. Why not at least get some type of relief with physical therapy in the meantime before you take that plunge into into surgery? You can walk right into a physical therapy clinic, either get a consultation. Usually those are complimentary, whether it be just 15 to 20 minutes. We'll just listen to your story, find out what's going on. Do a quick little assessment to see what some of your deficits are, and then we can let you know right then and there if physical therapy is something that's appropriate for you. Sometimes people choose to take the path of going to their primary care. They might have a great relationship with their PCP, and then ultimately, based off of that interaction with them, they're referred to physical therapy with just a script or prescription from their PCP saying, oh, here's physical therapy for your back for 3 times for 4 weeks, 3 times a week for 4 weeks, I should say. That's one other way as well. But I know that sometimes patients want to just go directly to the source and start their treatment as soon as possible. And that's something that, as physical therapists, we are more than capable of evaluating and diagnosing musculoskeletal injuries. I've wanted to be a physical therapist actually since I was a junior in high school. It was something that, interested me because I did grow up playing sports. I was, active in both sports as well as just the school community and everything like that, as far as working out and just being involved with an athletic population. I also knew I wanted to do something active and build relationships with people. What happened was I actually applied directly to a school where they had a program that I was accepted into their physical therapy program as a freshman, and pretty much knew the whole course I would be taking up until I graduated with my doctorate 6.5 years later. So it was something I knew would be great for me because I am a social person. I like to talk with people. I like to help people. I don't think you can be a physical therapist and not enjoy helping people and spending a lot of time with people as well. So that was something that was just right up my alley, and physical therapy definitely fulfilled that for me. When I started here, it was one of those type of things where I knew I wanted to come in and make a difference. I wanted to change the culture of a clinic that prior to me just had a lot of just changes going on as far as staffing and things like that. The previous staff, they just had retired. They were, had been practicing for over a couple of decades, and it was just time for them to, drive off into the sunset. But for me, I knew I wanted to come in and really diversify, the types of patients we saw, and to come in with the support that was given me from, the staff that was already there, as well as the leadership staff as well. I think it was a real warm welcome, as well as the opportunity to have some power and say so in how I changed the culture of the clinic. I think that was something that I lacked in my previous, roles as clinic director with other, companies, and this was just a company that just said, Best, we're here to support you. We want you to do what you feel is comfortable based off of where you are. Something that was mentioned earlier during this conference was that, it's all about the local aspect of physical therapy. And I think that's the key thing that I noticed has made me successful, is that I'm gearing my ability to change the culture of a clinic based off of the culture of the community I'm in. And I think that's something that's very important. Get your feet wet, one way or another. Reach out to clinics in your area, reach out to a physical therapist, or, to be a physical therapy aide or tech, or even just observe for a day. If you're not sure if you want to commit to actually working in a clinic, just observe. A lot of clinics, especially pre-pandemic, people would just come in, young students would come in and just ask to just witness what's going on, what does it take. I know before I started on this path, I did the research online. I looked at what was necessary as far as schooling, what type of the jobs I could get, how versatile this profession is, and it's truly versatile. I mean, you could work in a hospital, a clinic, you can work with the VA. There's so many different things that you can do. Work at home. Home health is also huge. So I think it gives you an ability to be very flexible with what you want to do. It's only based off of how you want to do it. I mean, that's ultimately the key thing. You're not put into a box, and that's what gives us as physical therapists so much, wiggle room, is that we can do whatever we want to. It's just up to you.